Former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger and former Attorney General Eric Holder participated in a discussion at the National Press Club about their opposition to partisan gerrymandering. During the event, both Holder and Schwarzenegger were asked if the voting age should be lowered to 16.
I'm not an expert in that, but I don't think that's where our problem lies. I think that our problem lies by fixing gerrymandering, and if we really want to improve a system, that's where the action is.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I'm necessarily in favor of that. I'll take this one on directly. I was 16, and I was 18. And I was 18, and I think there was a fundamental difference between 16-year-old Eric and 18-year-old Eric. I think moving it from 21 to 18 made a great deal of sense. If you're able to serve in the armed services, potentially give your life for your country, I think that is a really good demarcation line. And at that point, I think you ought to have the ability. To vote.
So we have a few people questioning basically the structure of our system. Somebody asks, what is your view of eliminating the electoral college for a national popular vote? And another asks, should we consider proportional representation rather than worrying about physical geographic districts?
Well, again, I don't see the electoral college being the problem of our political system in America. I again go back, I'm very, very kind of focused on, saying hasta la vista to gerrymandering. That's it. That's what I'm focused on, and I think that people try all kinds of other things around it, but it's all kind of dialogue in order to really get our mind off that subject, because I think that Washington knows that there is a rumbling around the country where they want to have action when it comes to getting rid of gerrymandering. And so they start talking about lowering the age, they start talking about the electoral college, they start talking about all of those different other kind of issues in order to get the attention away from this issue. This is really the issue, and I'm going to stay with that issue.
Okay.
Well, and I'll stick with this issue, but I'll also say I think we ought to do away with the electoral college. We have a system now that was it's a defect in our democracy. We have had in the last 5 elections 2 presidents who did not win the popular vote. The presidency is the one office in this country that represents all of the people. You have a district representative, your congressman, you have a person who represents your state, or 2 people who represent your state, you have senators, and you vote for them in a direct way. It seems to me that we ought to have a direct election of the president of the United States. And if we did that, you would have Republicans who would be campaigning in California. The Republican would campaign in New York. Democrat would campaign in Texas. Now, it means that some swing states, smaller states, would not get as much attention as they do now. But I think the vast majority of people in this country would get a great deal more attention that they deserve. But I don't want that to take away from the focus, as the governor says, on the problem of gerrymandering. That is what I've devoted most of my post-government life towards, eliminating this whole problem of gerrymandering.
Reporting in Washington, I'm Nicholas Balassi.